I'm Chris Smalling.
And I'm
horny.
I have nothing to say.
I don't really know what to start this video with, but you know what, I'm just gonna fucking roll with it. The topic of today's video is gonna be Manchester United, my favorite football team. I've been supporting Man United since probably 2013, back in the, the David Moyes era.
I'm MC Moyes, I'll smash you up, I'm MC Moyes. Put your hands up when you make some noise, turn around if you're hating, boy.
The reason for why I started following Man United in the beginning was because I've heard about the glorious team, the best team in the world. Now, keep in mind, I'm not that old, so that's probably the reason why I haven't been following since, their glory days of, winning the Champions League or watching Sir Alex Ferguson's reign. At this point, it's a real big diversion between real fans and plastic fans because a lot of people say, oh, you're a sellout because you follow the team that's always been winning. Well, it hasn't been the case for the past 6 years or 7 years that I've been following Man United. I started following them when the team started underperforming a lot. The first season I really watched them was the David Moyes season, and I was like, oh, well, this is really not what I was expecting. But, I decided that I'm gonna follow this team until I die. I still stand by it. It brings a new whole level into football. A lot of people don't follow it because they think it's boring, but I think what connects me with Man United is that belief, all of this emotional investment of the fans into the games, into everything about the club, that desire to win, that dominance overall, not in just results, but also in spirit. Going back to the subject, the reason why I even decided to make this video is because of the recent game against Barcelona where we lost 1-0. And it wasn't a horrible result. It was okay because, who expected us to win that game against, Lionel Messi, Coutinho, and Suarez ripping through Jones and Smalling.
And I'm Phil Jones.
It made me think about the whole time I've been following Man United, and I just wanted to talk about it. I took it up in between my friends. I said that it just feels frustrating every time when we get our hopes up and then they just get plummeted down by a result like that. It's just, I can't really explain how I'm feeling. I don't feel disappointed. I feel maybe let down. I'll take it back to the start of what I was saying, is that I started following Man United when David Moyes was in charge. And I was, of course, a fucking abysmal for any United fan to watch that. After Moyes, we had, a bit of fresh air when Van Gaal came in. But I think, honestly, Van Gaal was the worst out of the four. It's just the type of football we played was so boring. I couldn't watch any of the games full length just because I was getting so bored of the type of football we're playing. And some people might argue that Mourinho's was worse, but I disagree. At least Mourinho had that spark in his personality. I don't actually hate the guy. A lot of Man United fans say that he ruined the team. I actually was having a lot of fun watching the team. He brought in Paul Pogba, he brought in Lukaku, and it was all looking actually pretty good until like 4 months ago when the performances were just so dire that Solskjaer came in instead. With all these years of after Ferguson left, it still doesn't look that great. And Mourinho was not the worst, for sure. He won us the Europa League and we finished second. So, that it's not the worst performance, but not quite the Man United we all come to expect. We for sure had a lot of good players in the past, and we tried to continue that trend through that after Ferguson era where we bought a lot of big players, but they never just ended up working out for us. The biggest example of that is Di Maria, but to be fair, I don't even think Di Maria is that bad. He was actually just not happy at the team. Of course, he's a twat for how he left, but Sanchez is just absolutely awful. Compare it to Di Maria, Sanchez was regarded as a better player. Yes, Di Maria was a big part of Real Madrid, but he was nowhere near the level of Sanchez in the Premier League when he was playing for Arsenal. And him having dipped so bad is fucking horrifying. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's probably never gonna fix itself. That's just frustrating. I'm getting a little bit off topic, right? When Solskjaer came in and we started winning, I was over the moon. I was so happy to see us performing and winning. And even the PSG game, like some people say that, oh yeah, you didn't fucking deserve it. But you can see here. all the factors that made the team before came through again. And I was so happy to see that. It was amazing. And then this happened. Like, I watched the Watford game and it was kind of hard to watch. We won the game, of course, but we're playing really poorly. It all culminates at the Barcelona game. There's just so many small things, and I can't even point them out, that made the whole game go south. I could go and dig in on players that were absolutely horrible, like Young, but I don't want to, because if you watch the first half of the season, every player I think had a moment where they were just absolutely fucking garbage. The most frustrating thing is that we have the team and we have the players to play well and to win trophies. Players have a lot of potential, but we're just not fulfilling it, and that's the biggest difference between the team playing before the Ferguson era and after. I just want to take a look at the Champions League final that we played in 2008 and what the lineup was to bring up the point. Let's look at this one. Yeah, here. I think if you look at this team, yes, there are some players that of course are in overall better than the current squad, but Wes Brown, Owen Hargreaves, Michael Carrick are not like the top players. The defense we have right now is absolutely not up to the level it should be at, but we have players like Ronaldo, Rooney, Scholes, and Tevez. Those are superstars, world fucking beating players. Now, and the point is that we have players like Pogba, we have Sanchez, we have Lukaku. Everyone except for Paul Pogba, I would argue, is not playing to that potential. Sanchez was absolutely, if you transform him from the player he was in Arsenal to our current squad, he would be probably as good as of those superstar players in that squad as well. Luke Shaw could be an incredible player as well, but he's just not playing up to that potential. The main thing is that our current squad is not up to the same level as that Champions League winning side, and despite a lot of players not being good enough, we have players that have the potential to be superstars and be really, really good. I've been waiting for that to happen for so long, and with Van Gaal, I thought Depay was going to be one of the best players. Di Maria had high hopes for, but he wasn't that either. And I just hope that Solskjaer can actually turn it around and get the players to make the whole squad better, make the potential of the players rise up and just play good together as a collective. The reason for why I was so frustrated at the Barcelona game was because I knew that we could play better. I knew that if we had all those players playing up to their potential, they could be so much better and the result could have been so much better. I think that we need to bring in players that maybe are not as good at the moment, but can have that potential of being incredible. And with the work that Solskjaer did, I think his main contribution is raising the spirits and raising the confidence in the players. Raising that level of confidence, a level of spirit in the team can really bring up the potential of the players and make them better. But some players are just not at that level. And last thing I want to show you is the video that I recorded when I went to Old Trafford 2 years ago when we were playing against Leicester. This is our highest scoring game in the entirety of that season. And look at this. This is the feeling I want to have every fucking game. Maybe it's too much to ask for but I want to see those superstar players. Actually, yeah, Paul Pogba scored that goal as well, so you know, it just adds to that. I want us to come back to this level, and I want that performance every single time. And even if we don't win and we lose, then I at least want to have that fulfillment and that feeling of spirit that Man United had for so long. That spirit that I wanted to see when I started following. But yeah, that's the T. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. If you want, you can go watch where it's in the corner. I'll put it in here. You can watch that Old Trafford video I made a couple of years ago. Actually, a lot of good memories associated with it, and it's filled with a lot of good moments for myself. Probably one of the best days of my life. And yeah. Peace.
MC Moyes, I'll smash you up, I'm MC Moyes. Put your hands up when you make some noise. Turn around if you're hating, boy. Yo.